This presentation is a summary of 10 steps to reduce telecom expenses using consumption management. The agenda of today's session is to focus on consumption management's definition and the impact on an overall telecom expense management program, some details about executing your consumption management strategy, and we'll get to a wrap-up and next steps. Before we get too far into this, we thought it would be helpful to have a brief summary of MBG, our organization. We have been around for more than 25 years, growing organically, meaning we are organically funded, not accepting external venture capital, and we have been noted by industry experts for our exceptional customer service. One of the key differentiators that MBG brings to the table is our extensive experience with electronic data feeds and data processing. We have relationships with a variety of the major carriers and have been able to both connect with electronic data feeds for telecom invoices coming in, as well as integrate with internal systems that an organization may have, be it their AP system or other procurement systems in place. The way MBG deploys our solutions are a variety of formats really configured to address clients' needs. We have both hosted service where MBG will go ahead and host the application on our servers, which are then available to the client's team for using, and then also managed services where a client may fully outsource the project to MBG staff. Everything we do is workflow enabled, meaning that we are focused on supporting the business processes that you have in place. As a starting point, we thought it would be helpful to talk a little bit about the core telecom expense management components that we see that drive successful telecom expense management. There are some foundational components that you'll see at the bottom of the slide, which talk about the accuracy of inventory, the centralized approach just for a data repository, detailed electronic data, and then a platform for delivering this service to your end user companies. The processes that are supported from a standpoint of business activities that you have ongoing include the optimization of existing telecom contracts that you have in place, validation of invoices as they come in and are determined for payment, process efficiencies, meaning the handling of these incoming invoices as well as the procurement process and MACD management, and finally consumption management, which is the subject of today's conversation. Now, controlling telecom costs have a variety of components, a variety of concerns, and we have found that many telecom costs are impacted by usage behavior. Some of the obvious examples are wireless consumption. As we see, wireless consumption continue to rise in various wireless applications. Costs obviously are associated with those. Teleconferencing and video conferencing impacts on bandwidth are definitely impactful, as well as just straight viewing of video over your network. And then also remote employees who have access to your network internally add additional burn-ins. What we see as one of the challenges that oftentimes telecom departments are consumed with the tactical activities of maintaining the network and addressing support issues and so on, and have little ability to get to some of the more strategic management capabilities that are most important for them to move forward as an organization. So opportunities exist to find process improvements, increasing automation, removing some of those manual processes, and providing more analytic capabilities that allow managers outside of telecom to help control costs in a way which requires little support from the telecom department. Now, a definition of consumption management as a starting point, for us it's really about how communications are, the resources to achieve communications are recorded, analyzed, and benchmarked, both against existing corporate policies as well as users within similar departments within your organization. The idea here is to enable department managers to really influence behaviors that drive more cost-effective communications. I think a good analogy is a similarity that we have seen in the past around the energy market, where by providing the right tools to the right people, there was ability to kind of track energy consumption and be able to curb that consumption, with a combination of education as well as use of metering and other usage analyses. So consumption management and telecom expense management both have a significant kind of alliance on some of the roots, which include telecom call accounting. We have found is that next generation telecom systems really allow an organization to understand the importance of detailed electronic billing in conducting this analysis, and then also streamlining the process from procure to pay, recognizing the importance of provisioning, inventory, order management to help control some of the variable costs. On the execution of telecom expense management systems for consumption management, we really are relying on a couple of core factors. That's the idea of centralized management of your telecom invoices across your enterprise, leveraging electronic data where appropriate, the accuracy of your inventory of telecom assets, and the robustness of your telecom expense management platform. These core components help lead to you optimizing costs, having a consistent process in place for management, and have a really comprehensive view of your spend. In addition, allows you to both establish policies and then establish strategies to align with those policies to help measure your consumption against goals that you've established through establishing thresholds.